Hello, my Teaserking family. How is everybody today? Just finished with work. About 4:30. So I think I started a quarter to 8, 4:30, half hour lunch, a couple of breaks, just nothing much. Anyway, how's everybody today? Let's look at the silver and gold price, even though they're fantasy. Silver down to 23.45 and gold's 19.75. So gold's up 5. These are fantasy. Comex writing derivatives. These are not. This is not supply demand prices. That's the problem with gold and silver. Yet people think it is. Oh, that's what the supply and demand is. No, the demand is so much higher. That's the problem with it. So nothing much. Silver you can get at 4.25, so it'd be 27.70, which is a bargain. Gold 1974 is like 100, and of course that'd be 2100. Let's go into NBA. So the NBA, let's go back to Sunday, which was the last time we were here. So we stayed away from Boston. Again, they were favorites, which we didn't understand, and they lose 128 to 102. So very important psychologically, if they didn't win game 2 at home, and that was a must-win game, that's what you read. You go, shit, they didn't read game 2 at home and a must-win. Now they lost game 3, 128, 102. They didn't even show up. Now you just wonder, they're toast, because the 2 games that they had to win, now they're down 3-0. Forget about it. In the game yesterday, the Lakers in a must-win game 3 lose, so I'm not counting on them in game 4, and they lose game 4, 113, 111. Denver sweeps them 4-0. Was that a surprise? Not really. Denver was the 1 seed, so it's not surprising. Yeah, maybe surprised they swept them. For the Lakers beat Golden State, who was probably better than Denver, so it's really strange. But all you can say is that Denver sweeps them, and now we go to today, and now we got Miami finally a favorite at home, 1.5. Miami's up 3-0. I don't think Boston can win. I think that Miami sweeps them here. But you finally have Miami at home. Boston was favored the first 3 games and lose all 3. That's what I tell you. The line is meaningless. If you know the best team, you play the best team, right? When we played Georgia under in college, and we see a 52 and we go under 58 and we lock it, it's because we know that that's ridiculous. You can't score in that defense. And then the only reason they started playing a little bit softer, or what seemed to be softer, was strictly the guy got injured. He was Oliver, their best player, gets hurt in the Florida game, and all of a sudden Florida scores a little, and then all of a sudden, since he's out, now they're giving up points. Yeah, so that's why you got to keep a track of the injuries. So with that said, now you've got Miami. I like Miami here. I think they'll tweet them out. I mean, they beat them. They killed them in game 3. I don't see why it would be any different in game 4. So I'm not going to play it, but I like Miami to sweep. It's not advantageous to play this. Boston in game 2 was advantageous. They had to win, and they lost, and that tells you they're not very good. I didn't play in game 3. I'm not going to play in game 4. If they do happen to win, I might play them in game 5 because they finally won, but I don't have any confidence. Now, Miami, Denver, good luck. I have no idea. So that's what we got to look at. So that's basketball. What we're looking at is must win. So now, okay, we lost, but the Lakers was a sweep. So we bet them when they had to win game 3, and they lost. Boston, we bet in game 3, they had to win, and they lost. So you're betting makes sense when you bet it. It's fine that you bet when you bet it. So all you can do is make a good bet. As far as winning or losing, you can't do, but you can make a good bet. So that's what you're trying to do, is make good bets, because you can't really. I mean, it's hard to pick it. But anyway, that's basketball. Football, we got down cold, but that's coming up later. I'll buy my college magazine in June, in a few weeks. And then the pros, I don't really buy the preseason magazine. Well, I never needed to, because you knew the Manning, Drew Brees, Rodgers, you knew everybody. Now we have a pretty good idea who's switching, and it's easy enough to see starting quarterback, starting coach, like all the different coaches that move around. That's really the problem, is continuity and consistency in the pros, which you don't have anymore. Every year there's 7 or 8 new coaches. What the fuck? How do you have that many new coaches? It's just ridiculous. So I wouldn't. That's why it's hard in the first couple of weeks to bet the NFL. They don't have preseason anymore, whatever they call it. It's the third stringers playing, which is totally useless. Then there's a bye before week 1. Then week 1, none of the players are in shape, and they all hurt their hamstrings and their knees. And then finally, after about week 3, you've got the real team, although most of it's injured. So I remember last year looking at, I think Baltimore had like 30 guys injured, Cleveland, Denver. I mean, some of these teams, the whole team was injured. Now most of them played, but you just got to be careful with that, which is why we watch the highlights. Pretty good condition. Let's look at what a 10 is. So 9's 12,000. Let's see if we can find a 10. Results for a 10. Let's see if we can filter off of. See, I always look at the sold, because I want that's the market. No, this isn't even sold. So there's no 10. Well, wait, I got to go back to 58. So here's a rookie card, PSA 8, and it's 35,000. So imagine a 10's well over 100. Here's an 8, 33,000. Now it gets back to my whole theory on that. So I do have Jim Brown. I didn't buy his rookie card. I got his 9. At the time, there probably weren't graded cards yet. It was the early 90s. Now what I do is you go to a show and you look for this card, and you look for something to be sharp, corners, centering, pitcher. And if you get a card that you think's mint, which is extremely hard to find, especially in 1958, there's also Bart Starr and Unitas were 58s, I believe. Here's a PSA 6, 15,000. So that's what I'm saying. If you can get what you think is a mint condition card of Jim Brown, I don't know, you're looking at $15,000, $30,000. I thought I saw one 100, but here's a PSA. Now these are not sold. Let's see if there's any solds in there. So all you do is you go on filter here, and I'll show you. And you hit right, and then you click on sold and completed. Then now what you want to see is, what you're doing is you want to see the market. What is the market saying? In other words, what's actually sold? This is not the same as gold. This is the real market, where gold and silver are the real market. Would I try to have any? Those big ones were on for sale, but not sold. Yeah, there's nothing that has sold that's a big PSA. So let's go to the 59 tops. So there's a big asking, but again, I'm not seeing anything big. Yeah. So this is the key is buying the mint condition cards. So this is Jim Brown. You could buy Unitas. You can buy Namath. You can buy Gale Sayers. You can buy Mike Ditka. You can buy Dick Buckus. Anybody that you really like, just go through the bin and see. You don't want to get them graded. You want to get them in mint condition that aren't graded. Like the Montana card I got or the Mickey Mantle. Those aren't graded. Just found them in the card show. And then how much are they worth? PSA 9, PSA 10. The Jim Brown 10, I thought was 110,000. I saw one a couple days ago. So when you see somebody die, we feel bad. I can't believe Jim Brown died. I thought he'd just never die. But this is why you want to get the cards at the card show. So when Nick goes to the show, this is when I'm telling him to go buy this card in mint condition, right? 1959. This is here's a PSA 8, got 1,600, which is ridiculous. They're going for much more than that. But now that he died, they're worth more. So that's really what you're looking for, is to get them in mint condition at the card show where the dealer doesn't have time to go through all his cards and get them all graded. He's lazy, but he's got mint condition ones. So that's what you want to do. So let's see where our 1 ounce gold. Let's just look at 1 ounce gold coins. Let's see how these boys are doing. So now see, this is a proof, so it's worth more, 22.84, but a proof. We're really buying it for the gold. We're not really buying the condition if it's proof or unsuited. So here's 5 1 ounces. And the guy got 11,000. These are sold, so he got 11,000. That's why I go to the sold. We can see what he got. So he got 2,000 is 10,000. So he got a little bit more. Well, you got 22.50 for him. Let's see. So there's a 1 ounce, 2108. 1 ounce Buffalo, 21.14. So you can see they're not worth the extra $6. Anyway, you can see how it's very reflective from the COMEX, how those control the price. There's a belief 592. That's not bad. Here's a Great Britain 1 ounce, 21.50. So that's actually worth more than the Eagle. Anyway, just an FYI on the price, as long as we're in looking at Jim Brown. And here's an Eagle 2096. So again, it's dependent on COMEX, but that's what we're going to break out, is it won't be anymore. So I was reading a thing on the U.S. doesn't have to pay their debt. I'm thinking, oh, really? So they owe $31 trillion and they think they don't have to pay it back? Really? Anyway, that's bullshit. They have to pay it back. Then you get this gold price drops. It's not demand. See, this is where then everybody this is where everybody doesn't like purpose there, and you go, oh, I don't want it. Look, the gold price drops, but it's not. It's strictly because of is what they're doing. So therefore, it's not really. Then you have this idiot, this Mike Maloney is Mike Baloney. He doesn't know what he's talking. See, when you start seeing this, it's bullshit. Everything stops. Everything won't stop. You'll still have money. See, this is what I struggle. Listen carefully. It started. This guy's a real, listen carefully to started. Well, it says listen carefully to start. Everyone will be dreadful in 25 days. Again, this guy's an idiot, doesn't know what he's talking about. Massive returns on silver. What is my YouTube? So he says massive returns on silver. Again, 30,000 gold in few weeks. But they don't understand is why and what's going on. They can't explain it. and he'll just say everything just changed for gold and silver. What just changed? It's still the same unless you blew up COMEX. It's still the same. Silver will blow the roof in the coming multi-decade gold bull market. Multi-decade. This guy's clueless. This guy doesn't understand COMEX and physical. So you've got to understand there's physical and there's COMEX. That's the first thing you got to understand. Gold and silver is about to explode because of secret info. What the fuck are they talking? What kind of secret info? See, this is the problem. All this shit is bullshit. And then here's Warren Buffett. You can live off dividends so much faster than you thought. Here's why. You can't live off dividends because you're not going to have stocks. Stocks are going to crash. You can live off of gold a lot better than you're going to live off of dividends. Anyway. Banking crisis, no accident. It's the last leg of the Fed's master plan. Yeah, okay. So it's just a bunch of bullshit, right? They don't know what they're talking. They're just doing headlines. Half of them I watch, and they don't even get to the point of the same thing. So they're not even talking about the same thing. So the headline will be gold to go up, but they won't explain it in their little meat. They don't explain shit, and in their little meat, they're not accurate. That's why it's hard to listen to any of them. Once you get to our level, it's very hard to understand what the hell they're saying. If they don't say this, that the dollar is worthless and going to zero, and that's going to create it, then they don't understand it. They don't say this is real money. If they say this is real money, they don't know. And if they don't explain the difference between paper and physical, and they don't explain it, then it's all bullshit. So we don't really. So I think we've kind of hammered it to death where we go, we got it. We want physical. We're waiting on the physical to come. We're waiting for the BRICS to have their gold-backed currency. I love how these guys, they'll say that, and then they'll recanter and say, well, if BRICS does it. We just told me BRICS was going to do it. What do you mean if BRICS does it? So it's, we're under the impression BRICS is going to have gold-backed currency. So I would like to think that either way, the U.S. dollar is going out because you just can't keep printing it and nobody wants it. And so they've got to come out with some gold-backed currency because all these other countries don't want to be in gold. They want to be in they want to be in they don't want to be in there. They don't want to be in the U.S. dollar. They want to be in gold. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at with it. Anyway, we can't put a date on it. It's not 25 days. It's not 37 days. It's not 2 weeks. Is there that takes the place of the dollar? Gold's the only thing that can take the place of the dollar. Once that happens, that's when this collapses. Once nobody wants this, once the foreigners pull their money out of the banking system and the stocks, then that's when the dollar collapses. That's what we're waiting for. So We know what's going to happen. We're just waiting for it. Anyway, football. I saw some extremely stupid rule where you can call for a fair catch and you get the ball at the 25 like college. Oh, all of a sudden college has the rules. So it's kind of stupid. I don't get all the changes in these rules. Like baseball is so stupid. I don't even know if I want to watch it anymore. Football, I don't get the fair catch. Let's not have the kickoff return. I don't get what's wrong. I don't recall watching kickoff returns and everybody getting injured on every kickoff return that were electrifying. That's what you want to see, is that kickoff return for a touchdown. You really don't. I don't want to see the guy take a fair catch at the 5-yard line and get the ball to 25. Not really what I'm watching for. So I'm pretty discouraged about that. I really hate. So I don't get it. What else do we got? Let's see. So economics. I don't have my book here. Anyway, we got to understand the markets. Again, we're the market. Prices go up if we allow it. If we don't allow it and we don't buy it, the only thing that we can't control is like energy, like gas and heat, and electricity and air conditioning, where we can control it in the house a little bit. If it gets too warm in the house, you turn your air down. If it gets too expensive, you just buy a fan. But food and clothing and cars and everything else, we don't want to spend $90,000 on F-150. We don't spend $90,000 on F-150. We just let it go. And Ford stuck with it, or the car company stuck with it, and then they got to lower their price. That's how we win. Toyota, the Camry went to $30,000. We said, not interested. And then they lowered the price down to 27 or something. If we don't buy, there is no market. We are the market. If nobody buys this and nobody wants this, this has no value. So when the rest of the world says we don't want it because we don't want to be conned by it or trapped by it, there is no more value of it. That's when you lose value. So if you go into business and you don't look at the market, like I said, that the lifeguard comes to me about power washing, and I go, is there a market for it? Is there other people doing it? And what are they selling it for? And what's your cost? And, look in, do a search, power washing, and see what they charge for it and see what it costs you. And that's really the key to economics, right? You want to go into business. Is there demand, right? So my famous, where's the market? And then what's the demand? And then what's the price? And then can you make it cheaper than the price where you make enough money? Because if you can't, so what happens now is with inflation, everybody's costs go up, but you can't pass it on to the consumer most of the time. That's the problem, right? So you can't just, you can't pass it on. So it's basically, if your price goes up $100 a unit, let's say, let's say it goes up $100, but it's $10 a unit. You sell 10 units. Can you pass the $10 on to the customers? And if you can't, then you got to eat it. Then you start laying off people. And that's what's going to happen, is you're going to start laying off people with that. And that's really the problem, is people think that, oh, it's inflation, prices go up. Well, that's not necessarily the case. Prices try to go up. Like I'm looking at cereal. I'm looking at like Fritos I'm walking down the aisle at the grocery store, and there's Fritos, and it's like $5 a bag for, I don't know, 10 ounces, or Doritos or something. And you're like shaking your head like, these people are insane. Just don't buy it. And then the next thing you do is you see, well, it's still $5, but it's two. You buy one, you get one free. That's how they kind of minimize the damage. And then you buy 2 bags and it's $2.50 a bag. So that's how we justify it, going, now, do you want 2 bags of Fritos or Doritos? You fucking kill yourself, but that's what you're looking for. So that's where we're at, is the market. We control prices if it's competition. That's why we don't like communism. That's why we don't like Russia or China, is there competition. Can I go to an alternate place and buy an alternate good? I want Wendy's, McDonald's, and Burger King, right? Are they all there so I can choose what I want? We don't want a monopoly like JP Morgan wants, right? They're the only ones that print this crap. And, so we need competition, because we need that controls prices, right? That's the key to economics. If I have competition, if you raise your price, I can go somewhere else. Or if steaks go up, I can buy chicken. That's really the key to it, right? That's what you're looking for. We do it with football, right? We got different lines. This is 7, this is 6. So we can see what's there. If we don't like the 7, we lay the 6. If we like the 7 instead of the 6 because we're playing the dog, then we take the 7. So we always like choices in competition, different casinos, different everything. That's our advantage, right? If McDonald's is too expensive, we go to Wendy's. If they're all too expensive, we go to the grocery store and buy 3 pounds at $5 a pound, and we cook up. I just did that, 9 burgers, and I was fine. I had 9 burgers. I had omelets with burgers. I had salads with burgers, everything. So that's really that's how we get back. That's how the market wins. Then the same thing. If you notice, they try to like badmouth gold, and then what do? Oh, I'm going to go into stocks. They want you in stocks. They make the commission on you. You never win in stocks. It's like the casino. You very rarely win at the casino. You very rarely win at the stock market. It's basically the same thing. Yeah, you can play, like I'm reading Buffett with his dividends. The dividends are bullshit. You get much more bang in gold than you would ever in a dividend. Oh, gold went down today. No, COMEX, they're writing derivatives to lower it. That's why, like, when I hear one of these shows and the guy says, well, if we all buy gold, it'll raise the price. No, it won't. It doesn't matter how much gold's bought. It's COMEX that sets the price. So when I hear that, if we all buy it, it won't raise it. It's not a market price. So that's the first thing that people aren't realizing. And then, if you really understand it, you're gonna just buy now. It's so simple. Again, there's the proofs and the regulars. So I wouldn't buy the proof. The proof's more expensive, but at the end of the day, an ounce of gold is going to be an ounce of gold. Gold's at 30,000 an ounce. What's the proof? 31,000, and the gold's 30,000. And what's the difference, right? Does it really matter what's going on? So that's really what we're looking at. We really want the ounce of gold or the ounce of silver. That's why silver, I don't mind the bullion. I don't need the Liberty. It's only a few dollar difference. So when we get to a very high silver price, now the government, JP Morgan, can try to hold it down. But again, if all these countries, so what all these countries are looking for is competition for the dollar. So they're saying, we want out of the dollar, get out of the dollar. Well, the competition's gold and silver. That's how you gold-backed currency, because that will be the out of the dollar, right? That's the competition for it. So we're always looking for competition, be it poker, be it women, be it food, clothes, jobs, whatever you're in, you're looking for like the jobs. If you don't like your job, you can go find another one, and you're competing and getting a better offer and a better job, maybe a better environment. Look at me. I'm now working remotely. I'm working from home and a better pay. I mean, everything's sweet. That's what I'm looking for. And that's how you compete. If you don't like your job, that's why when people don't like their job, and I'm like, what the hell are you still doing there? Put out your resume, and if they ask you, say it's not a good fit, and I'm looking for better opportunity to help your company. I have a strong skill set, and I want to bring it to you. It's not a good fit where I'm at. And they don't care. They want you to help them. That's the point. It's like, I need to clean my kitchen. Well, I don't care. As long as you can clean the kitchen, I'm fine with it. So that's what you're looking for, and it's always about price, and it's always about skill set and everything else. So really, that's all economics. It's all Adam Smith. It's all strength of division of labor and everything. If things are too expensive, you don't do it. What else? Same thing in football. I don't know what they're doing with these rule changes. It just it's bothersome. I mean, forget the kickoff. Okay, they take the ball to 25, but it's all this stuff. And then I don't know. Again, if we go through, let's go through the standings. So in the NFL, here they're trying to do a flex schedule on Thursday and Monday. Are you fucking kidding me? So you have tickets to a game. The Jets in Buffalo? You got tickets to it. You want to go on Sunday because maybe you live in Green Bay, or you want to go see Aaron Rodgers. They're gonna fucking flex it to you to Thursday night. Who the fuck wants to go on a Thursday night to watch a game? Sunday is different. You can party before the game, and you can get a late flight if it's a 1:00 game. Who wants to go to a Thursday night game in the first place? You got to go to work Friday, or are they going to make you take a day off to go? I mean, if you really want to go I haven't been to a game in years. I have no desire to sit through a bunch of commercials. But so if you want to go see Aaron Rodgers, you're from Green Bay, and you're trying to plan on, well, we don't want to see him play the Dolphins. We want to see him play the Bills. And it's scheduled Sunday at 1:00, and then all of a sudden they switch it to Thursday night. You're fucked. What are you going to do? Thursday night, you want to go get it flexed. Now what? You got to change your airplane ticket because you're going to make it a couple weeks in advance, right? So when are they going to tell you? A week before? You got to be kidding, because the whole point of the flex is if the team sucks and there's a lot of injuries, they're going to go to another game. Well, this is the stupidest thing. First of all, I hate the Thursday night football. It's different Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving and it's a holiday, and you're going to travel and go watch the game, Detroit or Dallas. This staging a Sunday game to a Thursday game, that's just wrong in so many because Sunday you're there for the weekend, right? You fly out Friday night, you're there Saturday, you get up early, you tailgate, you go to the game Sunday afternoon, you fly home Sunday night. The whole weekend. Thursday? When are you going to go? Wednesday night? You're going to go after work Wednesday night, be there for the game Thursday. What's a Thursday? And then when are you going to leave Thursday night to go back to work? Or now you're going to take Friday off of work. Do you really want to do? Is that like, I don't have to take any days off Friday to, leave Friday night Saturday, Sunday, and get home Sunday night. I don't have to take a day off. I don't have to waste a vacation day. Now I got to waste what? Okay, let's say I go Wednesday night, so I got to waste Friday because I'm either probably taking a Friday flight home. The whole thing just sounds so. What if it's a West Coast game? What if they're playing the Raiders? They're in Oakland or LA or San Diego. What are you going to do? Fucking fly to the West Coast? I mean, Wednesday night. I mean, it's what are these people are so fucking stupid. All right, let's get into the picks. So let's go to the AFC East: Buffalo, Miami, New England, and the Jets. All right, my order: the Jets first place, Buffalo second, and then Miami and New England will fight it for last place. Neither team has a quarterback. New England with better defense. Miami's defense sucks, but they have a good wide receivers. The Jets are a complete team. They're number one. Buffalo is hurting Von Miller. Hey, Andrew. Cold down today. It's Comex, Andrew. Don't get too excited. So what? It's not really down. It's Comex. They wrote derivatives to lower the price. How's Biden? I don't know. Is he still alive? I think it's a double that's really there. So we've got the Jets won in Buffalo. Jets should be better. Rodgers better than Allen. Defense, is Von Miller really ready? I don't think so. And then, Tagliabue will play 5 or 6 games. New England's got Jones. Why they're not going to Zappy is beyond me. So I don't know, but that's how it is. So I got the Jets straight up there. In the North, Cincy, Baltimore, Pitt, and Cleveland. I think it's Cincy for sure. And I think Pitt, and then Baltimore and Cleveland. I don't like the quarterback. I don't like Deshaun Watson or Lamar Jackson. Not that I like Pickett, but they got a better defense, and we know Burrow's the best. So Cincy should win. And really, it's Baltimore, Pitt, but you can't count on Lamar. And then Pickett sucks, but probably a little better defense, a little better coach. And then Cleveland, they'll be right there. They're not like 2-win team. They'll be right there with Pitt, but I don't like Deshaun Watson. When going up, was the Major League Baseball lock? Who wins the Stanley Cup? I don't even know who's in the Stanley Cup. I haven't looked at baseball. When going up, I assume you're talking gold. It'll be up when the Russians announce and the BRICS announce the gold to back currency or something backed by gold. So everybody can leave the dollar. They need a currency to get into, or they just need gold to get into. Then gold will go through the roof. You should buy the Ottawa Senators with your gold. What do I want them for? I can pay Canadian for it, but maybe once gold goes up, then I can. All right, AFC South, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Indy, and Houston. The 3 worst teams in football, Houston, Indy, and Tennessee, will be lucky to win 2 games. Jacksonville is not any great shake, so they get probably 5 wins out of this mess. And then maybe they win maybe they get 9 or 10 wins, but they're nothing great either with Trevor Lawrence. Worst division in football. So it really doesn't matter who wins it. And then the AFC West, KC, Oakland, San Diego, and Denver. I like Denver to win. I like Kansas City and San Diego, and then Oakland, since Tom Brady, minority owner, but can't play for some reason. I don't know what that means. Why he owns it, can't play. Just a second. Hockey, best sport. Well, for you, you're Canadian. You can't play the other sports. Um, I don't know. Hockey. It was going Bobby Orr played. You need Mario Lemieux. You need those guys. I don't know who's even playing anymore. It's not on TV that much. It's really not what I'm looking for. It's really hard to watch most sports now with all the commercials and breaks and instant replays and everything else. It's really tough to watch. So I watch like the highlights. I'll watch highlights or old hockey games, but it's hard to watch the new shit. All right, so AFC West, we like Denver, Ron Payton and Russell Wilson, a good draft. And I think KC and San Diego fight it out for 2 and 3. And then Oakland, no quarterback with Brady. Without Brady, then forget about them. They'll be lucky to win. They're 6-11. They'll be lucky to get to 6. So again, Houston will probably go winless. Whoever Houston, Indy, and Tennessee, like they'll probably win 1 or 2 games. So Houston wins, Indy wins 1, play each other, and then Jacksonville beat City Week. And we got. I like their draft, getting all the Georgia players. Not crazy about their quarterback. Like the receivers, like the running backs. Dallas, Dak Prescott's gonna kill them again. They didn't sign Ezekiel Elliott, which I'm surprised. And then they're going after Dalvin Cook from Minnesota. This will be interesting. So let's see what they do. And it's just a matter of Dak Prescott. I don't know. Maybe a week. The receivers got a little bit better. Maybe they'll get 9-7 again this year. I don't see much better. And Washington 8-8 with no quarterback. So the Giants and Washington will fight it out for 3rd place. So it'll be Philly and then Dallas 3 or 4 games under them. Then the Giants and Washington. NFC North, we got Mini, Detroit, Green Bay, Chicago. I look at Mini to win. Then I am not a Jordan Love fan. I was that first year at Utah State, and that last year at Utah State, he sucked. Hasn't shown anything at Green Bay. I'm not sure he's not worth the first-round pick. He's not a first-round talent. But we'll see. I don't love the coach. Detroit, they got lucky to win 9 games. I think Chicago may be sneaking in, although I hate Fields, maybe sneaking in the second. So it's going to be Mini again, probably 11-12 wins. Then Detroit and Green Bay, 7-8 wins. And Chicago, maybe 5 wins. Detroit, just such bad coaching, such bad defense. Jordan Love, I don't know. I don't know who their backup is, but he's going to see a lot of action. So Green Bay without Rodgers is going to be in pain. Vision. The NFC South, Tampa Bay, Carolina, New Orleans, and Atlanta. I like New Orleans to win. I think they got a good coach. They got the good quarterback and the guy from Oakland and Hainer, just in case Derek Carr doesn't turn out to be Derek Carr. They got Hainer. So they're going all Fresno State quarterbacks. So I like them second. Atlanta and Carolina, I don't know. I mean, Atlanta, I'm not sure what kind of quarterback it is. They're in trouble there, but they got the running backs. Like, okay, they're going to run. They're going to play Michigan football, run. And then Carolina, they're in trouble. No quarterback, not much defense. They'll maybe win 4 or 5 games. Same with Atlanta, 4 or 5. So I think it's all New Orleans. Tampa, now if they go with my guy Trask, then they could win 10 games. He's very good. If they go with Mayfield, I don't mind Mayfield, but Trask is better. And I hate the argument, well, Trask hasn't played. Did you watch him play at Florida and throw up 40 points a game? I think that was pretty fucking good. So I really don't understand what the problem is using Trask. Like, the guy plays 4 years in college, but he can't play pro ball. But you take Trey Lance, who's played 1 year as a freshman, and you draft him third, and he's okay. I mean, the whole thing doesn't make any sense. So look for New Orleans big here with the quarterback and the better coach. NFC West, Frisco, Seattle, the Rams, Arizona. Frisco, best team, best offense. Hopefully Brock Purdy's back. If not, I don't know who their backup is. At least I don't remember if they picked up somebody. They should win it. Seattle will go much higher than 9-8. They'll win at least 12 games. Beautiful defense. They added 2 or 3 strong defensive players. They added 2 strong running backs. I was asked in the hot tub about the Lions' first-round pick, and I laughed. I go, McIntosh from Georgia is better than the Alabama guy that the Lions took in the first round with the pick. They got McIntosh in the 7th round. He's a better running back. So not only did the Lions fuck up and not take a better player with the 6th pick, they didn't even take the best running back. It's a terrible pick. And then their linebacker at 18 was, again, you're taking a guy who should have been the Alabama running back should have been 7th round. The Iowa linebackers maybe 5th round. You don't even understand what you're doing. Oh, we're taking knee. These announcers, these radio heads here are so fucking stupid. Oh, the Lions, since they finished, what did they finish? 9-8. They're making their move. They're not making their move. Who did they beat last year? 9-8. Did they beat anybody good? I doubt it. I know they had one big game against Carolina and they lost. They had a big game with Seattle. They lost. They played a bunch of nobodies and they won, and everybody thinks they're good. No, they're not good. They still suck. Terrible coaching and no defense. And you don't win with no defense. So Seattle did improve their defense, improve their running game with McIntosh and the guy from UCLA who I love, Charbonnet. And they got the quarterback. They got the receivers. I'm not crazy about the kid from Ohio State who didn't play last year, didn't play in the bowl game, didn't play against Michigan, and you want to draft this guy? This guy's a loser. He's not a football player. I mean, he had a good game in the Rose Bowl because they were all governing Olave. So I don't buy that this kid's that good. Seattle made a big mistake with that. I would have been rather they got the guy from TCU than this receiver from Ohio State who didn't basically sat out. I don't like kids that sit out. I want kids that want to play. They're passionate. This is football. So that's the only problem, although they still have Metcalf and the other kid from Kansas State. So look for Frisco, depending on the quarterback issues. If they lose the quarterback, we're going to bet them under every game. If they have Purdy, we'll bet them to win. But Frisco, 12, 13, and Seattle, 10, 11 wins, easy. The Rams, be lucky to get 5 wins. Stafford, Cup, I doubt will play. Donald's gone. Ramsey's gone. Who the fuck? Now, I did like their draft. They got Stenson Bennett. I wouldn't just throw him in, but I'd throw him in after 4 or 5 games, let him learn a little from Stafford, and then throw him in. I'm so sick of them babysitting Stafford. Like, fuck, the guy's a loser anyway. Then we got Arizona, 4-13. They'll be lucky to get 4. Kyler Murray's injured. You lost your coach. What are you expecting here? You won 4. Okay, so without Murray, they'll lose both to Frisco and Seattle, split with the Rams. Be lucky to win any unless they get a lot of NFC South action and AFC South action. So that's where the schedule comes in. The teams that get to play Indy and Houston and Tennessee look good. Look, these are superstars. That's really where it's at. And then they look much better than they. And that's what you've got to look and read. Like the Lions 9-8 came against weak teams. Against the good teams, Seattle, Carolina, they lost. So you have to really identify the good teams and the bad. Like, try plays at KC. They might get lucky in my Vegas special where the team winning the Super Bowl tends to not so interested in getting their rings. They're not interested in the first week. However, it's Kansas City, and you got whatchamacallit. Jesus Christ. Seriously, I forgot Casey's quarterback. Anyway, I'm tired for sure. Mahomes. Mahomes probably won't let him lose the first game. It'll probably be high scoring. Once he's on the field, it's him and Jesus Christ, my mind's gone. Mahomes and the tight end. Anyway, they're too strong. Once the game's on, they get in the groove and they'll be fine. The Lions have no defense anyway. It won't really matter. But that's the thing. So again, it's Frisco and Seattle. Frisco 1, Seattle 2. Probably the Rams 3, and Arizona might go winless. Maybe wins the game. So, Actually, the NFC is better than the AFC overall. The AFC has the Jets. They have Cincinnati. They have Kansas City and Denver. They got 4 really strong teams. And we had San Diego. I don't know if we can really call Pittsburgh that strong. And Buffalo, yes. So they have that. So they have the Jets and Buffalo. So there's 5 or 6 good teams. Here in the NFC, we have Philly. Dallas is okay. Minnesota's okay. New Orleans. And then Frisco and Seattle. So they both have about 5 good teams. And that's really what we've tried to focus on are the Philly and the 49ers under games the first week. Where's my shit? So if we go through week 1, real quickly. I haven't updated these lines. I doubt they moved. We like Kansas City 6.5, 53 over because they don't have a great defense. The Lions score a lot, have no defense. So we're looking at 2 teams with no defense. That's the first premonition. And then we go, well, we got Mahomes. He's going to put up 30 points against the Lions. And then the Lions probably get their 20. We need 47. So it's a logic test that it goes over. We're worried about KC getting the rings. So we go that way. Carolina, Atlanta, we got 2-0 teams. And again, I'm trying to get the quarterback. The Alabama kid ain't going to come in and do shit. He didn't do shit against Texas. He didn't do shit against A&M. And he wouldn't have done shit against Georgia. So I like how Alabama always misses Georgia. Funny how – and then they're so good. Yeah, well, when you don't play the good teams, there's a reason. They lost to LSU. They scored 20. So give me a break. This kid ain't going to do shit. Neither in Atlanta doesn't have a quarterback, so they got running backs. So they're gonna play Navy football. They're gonna run, and it should be low scoring games. Houston, Baltimore. It's all Baltimore. I like the game under because neither quarterback's any good. And I don't know who Houston, if they're going to use David Mills, probably. They start using Richardson, or they don't got Richard. Indy's got Richard. They start using C.J. Stroud. Oh, no, it's Michigan. Oh, my God, I'm going to fall apart. They're not going to score on Baltimore. It'll be a shutout. So it's a good under. Cincy, Cleveland, we take Burrow. Jacksonville, Indy. Here we got Richardson. Here we got Richardson. And I doubt he'll see the field probably the whole year. They might, as they're like 0-8, they'll throw him out there and, they'll get maybe 10 points a game if they're lucky. So I look at Indy as an under. Jacksonville's more of an over. Neither team has a good defense. So Indy's really a W. They're not going to score, and their defense sucks. So if they run a lot and turn it into an Army-Navy game where they're going to run the clock, keep the possessions down, then they'll turn into an under team, which is my guess. They don't have a quarterback. Tampa, Mini. I like Mini. Tampa sucks. However, Mayfield or Trask, I would prefer Trask. should give them a good chance there. Um, um, uh, where was I? So Tampa Bay Mini, yeah. So if it's trash, then it would probably be a higher scoring game. But Tampa's lost a lot of defense. Minnesota with the overs. They're such a high scoring team and they have no defense. Hey, Bobby Bo, how are you today? As you can see, Andrew, being from Canada, is worried that the gold price went down. What can I say? It went down because it's COMEX. He still doesn't get the physical versus paper dilemma. Did you see all the videos I showed you on Sunday, I believe, to watch? There was 4. If you didn't, I did 2 Agons and 2 Alistairs and an Andrew. So we're all covered. They all say the same thing. It's just up to the as people realize the dollar has no value, it'll go to zero, gold goes through the roof. And it'll be all the foreigners selling all their stocks and getting out of the banks that will do it, because they'll realize, what do I need my money in US dollars for? So it doesn't matter. It's the let's ask him, Andrew, do you own any metals? I think he bought a little, not too much. He's Canadian, so his wife has all the money, he says. So anyway, so did you see all the videos? So these 5, there was Aegon from the Munich, Frankfurt, and then there was Alistair, and then Alistair talked here, which was a good one. And then we got another Aegon, which I played on Sunday, and then another Andrew. This is the normal Friday Andrew, which is good. It was just him. And I made a comment that I made a comment about, I said, thank you for not having a guest on, because we really only want to hear Andrew. We don't want to hear the U.S. Keynesian guest that you always have on. This one is a really good one. It's a George Carlin, back when he was a comedian several years ago. And he talked about woke, but he didn't realize it. And he's saying, who cares about saving the planet? How can we destroy the planet? It was so perfect. So it's a good watch. Comedian wrecks the woke culture about all the crap. And then this is a pretty good. Gold is always money. Again, Alistair's in that one. And then I was watching the PGA, so I had to watch my favorite, John Velday, blowing a 3-shot lead because he's a moron. Takes the driver off the tee. If I'm the caddy, he gets a 7-iron. Then he gets a 7-iron his next shot, and then a 9-iron to chip on the green, iron, because there's a lot of water and everything. So anyway, that's what you need to watch. He needs to buy maples, yeah, or Cougarans. You saw some on Sunday. I keep missing the live class since professor's been on different time. Well, I try to be on our normal time on Saturday and Sunday, which was like 11:30, 12 Eastern time. Now I don't know. I mean, at first I was really tired because I hadn't worked in 6 months. I'm getting up at 7:30, and you're concentrating. Now I'm pretty used to getting up, working. It's not as stressful. So now I'm working from home, but I'm working. So by like now 4:30, I'm like, yeah, okay, I can do a little bit of a show till 6:30, and then I'm gonna eat and go swim. So I could either do that or I could eat and swim at 4:30 and do the show later. And I'm not sure what people want to do. But well, that's why I do it live. But then it's still on video, so you can still watch it when you have the time to watch it on your normal thing. But yeah, that's why I show the videos. Uh, and it is funny. And Alistair makes a comment about the gold going down. He says it's the Fed trying their best to wash out the naked shorts and all this shit. So people, what it is they've shorted, and then so they don't lose money. The price has to go down to the short, and then they sell their short and get out of the short put jump. And it shouldn't be much longer. Meanwhile, so I told you, so I bought the 20 ounces of silver on Saturday. He had 3 ounces of gold. He had one was a Canadian, but not a maple leaf. One was a panda from China somehow. That's the Chinese invading here. One was an eagle, and the eagle was 2104, and I went on JM Bullion, and it was like 2200. So be careful buying on JM Bullion because he's a little bit more expensive. Plus, I don't know how you pay on JM Bullion, but you got to be very careful on JM Bullion to do that. So anyway, just just watch your prices. eBay is a little cheaper than JM Bullion. JM Bullion's again a dealer, but I see a lot on eBay where it's MS69s, MS70s. It's really not conducive to it's not really conducive to good prices. Or the regular Eagles, they went down a little, but again, people are so stupid. They think it's supply and demand, and it's not in the market. It's COMEX. All right, back to football. So we got Minnesota over Tampa. We need the quarterback. If it is Mayfield and or Trask, then it becomes an over because Tampa has no defense. I don't know Tampa's receivers, if Evans and the other guy's still there or not. Tampa, just a lot of people left when Brady left. So we will see, although Brady couldn't score last year. So I think it's a Minnesota bet all the way. Tennessee, New Orleans, all the way New Orleans, -4. We got Carr, Tennessee. I don't know who their quarterback is. I think they have Henry. So what the hell are they going to score? So it becomes New Orleans with Carr, and if Kamara's there, then New Orleans should win and or play it under. Frisco and Pitt, this is very strong under. One other quarterback, even if it's Purdy, he's injured. Two strong defenses, best in the league. Got to love this game under. The points coming from Pickett ain't going to light up Frisco, and Frisco doesn't have, even with Purdy, he's not going to light up Pitt. This is a beautiful underplay. This is your first high bet in week 1. And this doesn't matter about preseason because we don't care. The quarterback we know is nobody good, right? We hope it's Purdy, but even with Pickett, he's not going to light up San Francisco. Arizona, Washington. Okay, Arizona maybe wins 2 games. Washington maybe wins 5 games. You got bad teams playing. Washington, a stronger defense, no quarterback. Arizona, we know, doesn't have Murray. Kind of a weak defense. Probably an under game just because of Washington's defense. Green Bay, Chicago, again. Love against Fields, 2 terrible quarterbacks. We don't even know Love. He's been bad. Fields, pretty good, but We know he's terrible, but he scores. So Fields will get you points because he runs, not because he can pass. You can't hit the broadside of a barn. I love how all these bad quarterbacks, it's because they don't have receivers. We need receivers for Tagliabue. We got to get them receivers. We got to get receivers to Baltimore. We got to get receivers to Philadelphia. We need Hurts needs receivers. What the fuck? So the reason these quarterbacks suck is they don't have receivers. Oh, okay. Really? So here comes another Chicago still needs receivers, but they're an over team. They score and they have no defense. Green Bay, I would imagine they score even as bad as Love is, just their style and their defense isn't that strong. So I'd look for an over game here just because the Bears tend to play over. Fields tends to run because he can't pass. Oakland and Denver, love Denver here. This is part 2 of the Frisco Pit Under. Denver only laying 3.5. Brady, I don't think can play because he's part owner. Look for Sean Payton and Russell Wilson to light these guys up. I don't even know who the quarterback is. Garoppolo, I think. Really? Against Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. We're betting this is a Sean Payton pick all the way. So we love Denver as of now. Let's see what happens in training camp, but I'm betting on Sean Payton. Miami, San Diego, I love the game over. We got Tagliabue against Herbert. San Diego, both teams very explosive. Both teams don't have a defense. Absolutely over. 49-43 is a joke. 24-20, really? This game should be much over. Philly, New England, beautiful defense. This is leg 3 of our week 1. San Fran Pitt under. We got Denver over Oakland. And now we got Philly, New England under. 46 is a joke. Jones, terrible. Hurts needs to be pushed for first downs. Strong defense on both sides of the ball. So there's no offense on New England. Look for this game to be 20-0 Philadelphia. I just don't see New England scoring in the game, but their defense will hold Philly. Even if Philly goes out 30-0, it's still under 52. It's too high of a number with these quarterbacks and these defenses. The Rams in Seattle. Love Seattle. 5.5. As I said, Charbonnet, whatchamacallit, the Georgia running back, the receivers, just too much talent on Seattle. The Rams, not crazy about. Stafford, I'd rather see Stenson Bennett, but he'll probably be week 6 or 7. What do we got? We got Smith against Stafford. So it could be an over game just because the Seattle scores a lot. The Rams, I don't know who they are. Donald's gone, so I would think Seattle can light them up. So I like Seattle to win and probably an over, but we don't know the Rams yet. Dallas 3 over the Giants. Prescott against Jones. 2 shit quarterbacks. Dallas, kind of an A team. Good offense, good defense. The Giants, E team. We like the E teams there. I don't know. What are they going to do? They're going to score 20s, give up 20s. Makes it hard. It's hard with Jones, such a bad quarterback, and they hand the ball to Barkley. Jones wants to play running back. So it'd probably be a good game. It'd probably be a close game. Take maybe the Giants and not as a home dog. You don't have Elliott anymore. I don't know. Dallas, we know they got whatchamacallit, the defense. I couldn't name Kelsey and probably the Giants as a dog, but it's not great. Maybe the game over. Again, it's hard with Jones. He's not good, doesn't score. And then Buffalo and the Jets. How is Buffalo favored in this game, please? I love the Jets getting as a home dog. The Jets as a home dog. Rodgers, the defense. Buffalo with Allen, Over Miller. Maybe he plays. I don't think so. Let's say he plays. He's not going to be 100%. Jets had a strong defense. Even last year with no quarterback, Buffalo didn't blow them out. So I love the Jets and the 8 here. So that's week 1. The gold, as we talked about, or as I say in movie paper, this has no value. So keep that in mind. No value. And you're looking for the foreigners who had $6 trillion of it going to just dump it. They don't want to keep it. They want to go to the gold. So they'll everybody. Well, there's a lot more demand in gold than we think because we never see the price go up due to the demand. And I was looking at a story on Google. Let's see if it's still there. Let's see. No, I don't see it. I love this one. Gold price drops in India. Let's see. What are we talking here? Vietnam's gold price fell to whatever, 28.63 per tael, whatever that means. Person holds gold jewelry at a shop in Ho Chi Minh City. Okay. Gold ring price dropped 37. I don't know. Gold prices are. Now, you've got to be kidding. Do they really expect anybody to believe that investors focused on the long, drawn-out U.S. debt ceiling talks? Now, first of all, we all know that it'll be given, right? They're going to get the ceiling raised. That's a given. That always happens. It's always this debt ceiling. They hit it and they go over it because that's what these idiots do. They're not even like politicians. They're just morons. It's like Madoff running everything. So you have all this gold going. You have all this debt going up. They're going to raise the debt ceiling. But that ceiling goes, they will approve it and it'll go up and they'll hit it 6 months later. And to think that you don't have to repay the debt, only a fucking idiot would say that, as this one guy did say, that it doesn't really matter. And he's an economist for the government, so he's obviously a Keynesian, and he's obviously a moron because if you have debt, you have to pay it back. I'm sorry. You can't just take money and borrow it and say, well, we don't have to pay it back. Who the fuck would think that? I mean, you got to be kidding. So he's trying to say, don't worry that the U.S. has $31 trillion in debt. We don't have to pay it back anyway. And then he tries to say, well, the individuals do, but the country doesn't have to. No. We're not going to have to pay it back either because there won't be dollars anymore. Everybody's so twisted. Well, it's the reserve currency of the world and there's nowhere else to turn. So the dollar will keep its value. What the fuck? You inflate anything, which means you don't back it by gold and you just print and print and print. It goes to zero, period. There is no, it's the reserve currency, so it won't. Well, what the fuck do you think the French before and the English before were the reserve currencies? And then the gold went away and so did the reserve currency. And all of a sudden they weren't the reserve currency. So what the fuck are they talking about? I don't know, but It doesn't matter. You're not you're not what you seem. So I don't buy this. We're the reserve currency. Our debts, we can handle 2,000 a month. Got 10 grand in credit cards, and we can't pay it. Well, let's go to 15. Let's get another credit card. Now we owe 20. Oh, well, we don't have to pay it back. Oh, really? Well, we're hoping that when the dollar goes out, that we won't have to pay it back because the dollar's gone. How can we pay it back? We don't have dollars because they're not real anymore. So that's what we're expecting. That to say you don't have to pay your debt back because you're a country is such bullshit. Then why is there debt in the first place, fella? You can't just borrow. It's all your T-bills and what the foreigners borrow from you. So to say there's no debt, then why are they raising the debt ceiling? Just keep printing. What a bunch of bull. You can only spend what you have. If tax revenue comes in at $2 trillion, you can't spend $4 trillion. I don't care if you're a fucking country or a person or a company. Companies can't do it. What's the difference between a company and a country? So you think because it's the United States of America country that they don't have to pay their debt back? Well, who do they owe it to? Don't give me that bullshit. The simple explanation would be to raise your gold price, but you know what? They don't have any gold. Therefore, it won't behoove them to raise the gold price. So they're really fucked. They're going to keep raising interest rates because they're fucked. And they're going to collapse the currency because that's what China wants. And then China's going to want the gold price to go up. And everybody wants the gold price to go up. So it's going to go up. But you can't, not COMEX paper, but physical gold. Please, that's as soon as people don't want the gold. As soon as I don't want this dollar anymore because it's worthless. So as soon as people go, we don't want it, and it's going to be the foreigners. So when you see the market crash and you see all the banks crashing because people are pulling their money out, that's what bankrupts. That's what crashes a bank is when they do a bank run. Everybody takes their money out, but as I've explained, the banks don't keep your money, right? So Bobby gives me 100 grand, and his 10 friends each give me 100 grand, and that's $1 million. I don't have it. I go and invest it. But if my investment fucks up, now Bobby and his friends want their million. I don't have it. I got to go out of business. I'm a bank. They did a bank. All asked for the money. They weren't supposed to ask for their money. They were supposed to. And that's the problem. They all took their money. I didn't have it. I'm fucked. And that's basically what all the banks are going to face once all these foreigners take their money. Then they're all going to be fucked because they're going to take the money and it'll be, they won't have it. They'll all go out. They'll all need bailouts. If the Fed prints, that's more inflation because they're printing more dollars. And don't let anybody kid you that that's not the inflation. That is the inflation. Printing to cover the dollars or printing to cover the shareholder, the depositors. You're FDIC secured. Yeah, bullshit. They have to print all this money to cover the FDIC. It ain't going to happen. So everybody's like saying, oh, don't worry, the banks, it's just a few of them. Or, oh, the dollar's fine. It's the reserve currency. It's just a bunch of bullshit. That's why I give you these to watch because you learn what's really going on. Not that obviously that's what I'm teaching, but that's what you're looking for is that. And we will see, but it's just a matter of time. We don't know when, but it's just a matter of time. Once the foreigners figure it out, that's it. Katie barred the door. Here goes gold through the roof because everybody will out of the bank and they'll go. The only place to go is gold. Even they try to pop up Bitcoin like that's an alternative, which it isn't. I keep hearing, oh, Bitcoin's going to 100,000. How is that possible? No, it's not. It's gold going to, 40, 50,000 way before Bitcoin. The difference is gold is actual money and actually can go there. Bitcoin can't. Anyway, so the dollar's going, nobody will want it. That's the end of it. There's nothing that anybody can do because it's not backed by anything. It's hit the iceberg on, and that's what we know. Anyway, I was watching, what did I want to say? What was I watching? I'm really tired right now. Watching a movie. Oh, it's human nature. So I'm watching Madoff. And everybody, don't kid yourself, everybody knew it was a Ponzi scheme. Everybody that invested knew it was a Ponzi scheme. People can't be this stupid. How's he making it? We don't know, but we keep getting 20% every month. We're going to shut up and just keep taking the 20%. We know it's a Ponzi scheme, and we don't care because we keep getting paid, which is exactly what's happening. And then when they finally admit it, and then people start losing their money, and then they all start crying. Oh, wait. Oh, we didn't know it was a Ponzi scheme. Believe me, everybody in it knew it was a Ponzi scheme. And they didn't want to say because they liked making the 15, 20% a month. No questions asked. You're going to pay me? Fine. And that's it. I mean, as long as you're going to pay me, I don't care where you're getting it, what you're doing. I'm just going to take it. This. Why are we doing that? Who are these people? They all knew. The JP Morgan knew, the SEC. I love that one guy from the Boston Bank who kept writing everything saying it's a Ponzi scheme, it's a Ponzi scheme, going to the SEC. And this guy's so stupid he can't connect the dots that the SEC's in on it. Well, they send junior people and they don't really do it. And at the end, oh my God, the SEC didn't do their job. And they did their job. They did what they got paid for, which was to look the other way and let Madoff keep going with the scam. And Madoff went to the SEC and they didn't. They said it was fine. Bullshit. He went with a load full of cash saying, here, we're fine. And they're going, yep, you're fine. Just keep giving me my $1 million. Absolutely fine. And if you don't believe that, I got some oceanfront property in Detroit to sell you because that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happens. JP Morgan pays off the judges so none of his people go to jail. SEC, that's why they didn't go to jail. And then these people are so stupid, they go, oh, I don't know why they didn't go to jail. Because they're all part of the scam. Hello, McFly, are you fucking that stupid? But my biggest thing is people are not stupid, but they're greedy stupid. So I think most people get into the market, make money, and get the fuck out. The real intelligent people who know what's going on, who do play the market, like when I buy the gold stock, I get in and out. I don't last. I want to be in at 10:30 and out at 2:30. That's it. I am not sticking around because I know I'm going to get burned, which I would have. My gold stock was 65. Now it's 45. I would have got crushed, but I don't play that long. I'm in, I'm out. If it starts dropping, I get out. I lose a little bit if I see something like this happening. But that's it. You can't, so I think people understand stocks in and out. You don't play it long term. I think the smart people know that. The Wall Street people, I don't know who the bigger crooks are, the Wall Street people or the politicians, but when you think about it, they're the same person because the Wall Street people run the politicians. So the politicians get the kickback, just like the Madoff people. They got the money saying, yes, the politicians, I'm going to run for office. I get the money. Fine. I don't ask. And that's what happens. It's just that's all that in it. Well, you're an idiot then. If you think that this is not real, then you're out of your mind. So I love when the people cry foul. Oh, I lost my money. Well, you're an idiot. You're the same person that played craps and gets up 10 grand and leaves all his money on the table, and then it sevens out, and you're going to cry that it's sevened out. Like you don't know every roll the 7 is in favor of. You hit your number, get the fuck out, get your money out. You don't play it long term because the 7's always coming. So that is, back rack's a little different because it can be bank or player. So the bank could be there, then the player starts hitting, then the bank. You're not worried about the 7. That's why back rack's a better game to play. Because you can play, like in blackjack, I can't play the dealer, but in back rack I can. So that's why it's a better game. And you got 5, you got to hit. You don't have a decision like you do in blackjack. Well, I got 12, I'm going to hit. So I think most people are stupid and most people are greedy. And I think that's the biggest problem with people is they really don't understand that at all. They'll play stupid. I think the real naive people are the ones that lose money in the market or lose money in their house. If you really understand, what you do is you take your profit. People don't understand when I'm at poker and get under it and I leave a winner. They don't get it. I'm leaving a winner because I'm not going to give my 100 back, because most probably I will. Because the odds on somebody pulling trips or 2 pair on if I even get aces, are very substantial. The longer I play poker, I'm going to lose. So therefore, if I get up, I'm leaving before I give it back, because that's how I fundamentally understand investing, gambling, and everything. It's like gold. Once it starts going, now that's a little different, because if it's really market controlled and not Comet paper sell, so we will do that. But that's really the key to it. So it's gold and silver is different. There's no right now it's manipulated by COMEX, but once you really let it run, like a Mantle card, it's just going to keep going. Stocks are, Amazon, Microsoft, it's all manipulated. Get the fuck, you making profit. I think the key is you making profit. That's why I tell you to bet your bankroll. You're losing it. Oh, Howard, I lost. There goes my bankroll. I lost one game. You're a fucking idiot. That's not how I tell you how to bet. You bet percentage and you grow your bankroll. You turn 10 into 11 into 15 into 20. You're just making small bets. Like in our Rounders friend who had 30 grand and bet it all on one hand and didn't read the Oreo cookies, Mr. I could read. You played the other person. It was all bullshit. The longer you listen to the movie, the more the guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. You play the player, you don't play your hand. And what does he do? For 30,000, he plays his hand. He doesn't play the Oreo cookie guy. That's how stupid it is. But that's what you got to realize. So that's what you avoid. And you basically go from there. But you always take your profits and leave. That's what you must do. There is no other option. Get your profit and leave, because it's hard to win. It's easy to get up and lose. That's easy to do. Most people do that. They get up, but they don't quit. They don't take their money. So if I give you $1,000, take it and go buy gold with it. I'm not giving you 1,000 and then you keep playing and then you lose it. Well, yeah, easy come, easy go. Get the fuck out. You just found, if you found $1,000 on the floor, would you take it? I remember working with one lady, and I don't know what it was, and she's like $500, and she says, "Well, I didn't really ask for it." And I says, "If you found the 500 on the floor, would you pick it up?" She says, "Yeah." Next thing I know, she sends me an email. "Thank you. I took that 500." Of course, money doesn't grow on trees, although some girls I know think that. But that's the whole point. It's just that's what you do, and you have to understand that. So anyway, don't do that. Just be careful. Quit a winner. That's why I say it. And that Madoff Ponzi scheme, get the fuck out of it. Now you might stay in it a little bit to make your winnings, and then take it. Get out, because it's just logically, it's bullshit. So get the fuck out of it, right, before you lose it. That's the key to life. Get in, make your profit, get out before you lose it. It's okay. You made 1,000 instead of 2. That's better than losing 1,000 or 2. So that's how you gamble. The whole thing about gambling is when you're up, you quit and you walk away a winner. Now, I'm not saying you hit a couple of hands and you quit. You hit a couple of hands, you bring back some money and say, "This is catch a streak, keep adding to it." But if you start losing, as soon as you start losing and that streak goes down, get the fuck out. You've got to be kidding. But that's lesson learned. So as far as this debt, it's bullshit. As far as these people, the end is coming. No, let's just go buy gold. Yeah, we know this is going out, but they're fighting it. The U.S. government's fighting. J.P. Morgan wants you in this. They want to see you go broke. This is backed by nothing. This is toilet paper. You have nothing there. So keep that in mind. It's not worth anything. So therefore, what are you doing with it? So anyway, that's really the point of it, is don't think it's going to survive. Don't think the higher interest rate doesn't hurt it. Don't think the foreigners who own it, who own 7 trillion of it, aren't going to sell their stocks and get out of the banks. Right now, they think the U.S. is there. And that's the other thing, is people trusting the wrong people. You trust people that you don't know. He works at Shearson Lehman or Merrill Lynch or whatever the fuck, J.P. Morgan. So therefore, he must know what he's doing. And he's working. He's not working for you. He's working for commission. Back to fatal Wall Street attack on Wall Street, when the guy, "Well, I trusted you. You took my money and you're supposed to invest it wisely." No, he's not. He's there to make the biggest commission he can. You're fucked if you don't go into gold and silver. That's what you should be doing. You should be buying gold and silver, not any investment advice. I can't give investment advice. Who's giving investment advice? You're teaching people how to survive. That's pretty important stuff, which is what I do. So anyway, I got to eat, to go work out. I'm very tired. Hope you enjoyed. www.teaserking.com. Have a nice night. I'll be back figure Thursday, but again, go to www.teaserking.com. You can email me. Andrew, gold is going up when people are convinced the dollar is out, and when the Russians announce their gold-backed currency, which is coming. The gold-backed currency is coming in August, I believe. We're coming into June. Right now, the paper COMEX, the U.S. government, is doing their best to not realize competition. We're the reserve currency. This is what you got to own. Yeah, but it's not worth anything, and it's going to zero. So why would I want to stay in it? Well, you're not supposed to know that. Don't listen to the professor. No. Don't listen to master's classes. No. No, we're I'm telling you, it's fine. The banks aren't going to crumble. Yeah, because all the foreigners are getting the fuck out, and they're all going to pull their money, and all the banks are going to fail, and bank runs are going to happen, and bail-ins and bailouts are going to happen. So just be careful. Just go buy gold and silver. Stop fucking around and stop worrying about, oh, gold's down today. Yeah, okay, Andrew. Gold's down today. Yeah, okay. No, it isn't. It's the fucking COMEX fucking around. And if you don't know that by now, I'm ashamed of you. But you know, and I assume you're joking. They joke a lot. They're sarcastic humor. Anyway, have a good day. I am off to the pool. My back's a lot better today. It was really sore yesterday. But today I woke up okay. I'm fine. I did some stretches, some crawls, some walk-arounds. The pool is helping me. And really, the fish oil, the fact I'm off the ibuprofen and on fish oil, I think is helping me. I don't know, but all of a sudden I feel a lot better today. Not as stiff, not as sore. All right. Have a nice day. Take care. www.teaserking.com.